Hi everyone, I'm Adam. I'm a software developer with about 4 years of industry experience, as well as 2 to 3 years of self-teaching before getting into the industry. Um, I I have a job that a lot of people would be envious of. I work remotely. I make a decent salary, and I have a lot of stability in my in my life, to be honest. Um, but one of the goals for me when I began self-teaching, obviously one of the goals was to find a job and be able to make some money with the skills that I've developed. But one of the goals that was in the back of my mind, that it was sort of always a driving factor for me, was being able to, I guess, developing skills that were going to be transferable, I guess, to entrepreneurship and starting my own business, running my own company, um, sort of, you know, not necessarily working a corporate job. And it was one of those things that even as a kid, I knew I didn't want to be working in a corporate job. I didn't want to be, sitting at a desk all day, even though, that's what I'm doing now. And, um, it was always, it was never an aspiration of mine to do that. But for me, entrepreneurship represents some of the values, I guess, that I want to live by. It provides the sort of potential to not have sort of that rigid structure, or not necessarily like not having a boss per se. I know some would argue that the consumers at that point are your boss, but I digress. Um, yeah, I guess with all that being said, my goal in learning software was obviously to sort of gain the skills to have a stable career, but also to develop the skills necessary, or at least the initial skills necessary to sort of run my own business, or sort of software company or whatnot, right? So I'm at the point now of 4 years in the industry where I feel like I've gotten a sort of good base level of knowledge of the industry, and I'm at a point where I want to be able to try and do some entrepreneurial stuff and start my own thing. Um, Whether that just means starting a whole bunch of side projects and seeing if I can make some money off of them, or going the full-fledged route where I try and start a SaaS company and incorporate and all that. I don't know where sort of this journey is going to take me, but it's something that I feel like I need to try now, and I need to sort of commit to now, before I get too much further in my sort of career job and too much further in terms of age. It just feels like right now is a good time for me to sort of take my first steps into this pathway. Um, so yeah, with all that being said, um, I'm going to be using the channel that I've had for a long time, and I've posted for, I think I posted one video 5 years ago on. Um, I'm going to be using this channel sort of just to document the progress that I'm making towards my goals of starting my own business, or making money off of side projects. By no means am I in like an excellent developer, right? I have um, I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses, and I'm not necessarily the strongest technical developer out there. But I think I have enough experience that I can get some stuff I can get some stuff done. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be using this channel just to sort of post updates on what I'm doing, and sort of how I'm doing it, what I'm learning, just anything, right? Sort of vloggy style. Um, and I hope if anyone comes across my videos, or if anyone's watching this video, I hope you're interested enough to sort of stay tuned, and keep up with me, I guess, in this journey. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how the journey's going to go, but I'm excited for it. Um, so yeah, with all that being said, I do have the start of a little project that I've been working on. And let me just transition to a different screen here. So here we are. Here's the sort of first side project that I've started. Um, and honestly, you might be able to tell if you've been in the industry long enough, or even if you've been trying out vibe coding yourself. This is pretty vibe coded, to be honest. It looks very AI generated, and that's because it is for the most part. Claude AI really helped me to generate this quickly. It's a very simple. It's currently a very simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript website. Um, and essentially, what it is it's a I'm in I'm if you know me in real life, I'm really into hockey, and I play fantasy hockey. Um, I guess regularly. I'm in a fantasy hockey league that goes year round, and it persists over multiple seasons. I don't know how long this league has been running itself, but I would say it's probably like some of the people have been in it for 10 plus years. Um, so I joined this league about two years ago, and I found it very complicated at first to sort of determine some how some of the mechanisms worked in the league. Um, and so I've taken it upon myself to develop some sort of tools to help out with my management of this league, basically. And two of the tools that I've developed so far are this skater contract calculator and this goalie resign calculator. The names are should actually be the same. This was sort of just like quickly put together with the help of AI, of course. So I'm going to click into one, and you'll be able to see sort of how it's like a very basic tool. Um, so essentially, you would put in like a player name, and then you'd put in their points per game per season. You'd put in how many games played they've played, how many seasons they've been in the NHL, how many years of their current tier level, which is essentially this points per game. So if a player has had 1.24 points per game, fantasy points per game, over like a 3 year period, they would be, they would have 3 years at their current tier level. And then what sort of your contract terms would be for the player that you're hoping to re-sign. So if you'd want to sign them to 2 years or 3 years, etc. And then if you click this calculate contract value button, a highlight comes up on this skater rubric, which then sort of just shows you what the contract is going to end up being. So for a player of 1.24 points per game, they're in this points per game range, which is 1.2 to 1.3. So it's yeah. Long story short, this is a tool to help people in my hockey league determine how much the contract is going to be. And then at the bottom here, I guess over here, there's some clauses. If like the player is a rookie, if if the player had gotten injured. Like I said, there's a lot of complications to this league, so I found it very hard to sort of manage everything. So I wanted a tool that would help me be able to manage it myself, without having to have all these things in my brain. So yeah, when you click this calculate contract value, it's going to highlight this skater rubric, as well as it's going to populate this contract calculation at the bottom. So as you see here, it has the player's name, it has all like their stats and whatnot, and it has the base salary that is highlighted here, as well as the term bonus, which I think is actually showing up wrong. So I can fix that. But regardless, yeah, this is showing up wrong. Regardless, vibe coding at its best. Regardless, it's going to show the values, it's going to add them all together, and it's going to say, okay, this 2 million times 3 years is the contract. And then if you click this download contract summary, it's actually going to uh, create a PNG that you can see right here of this same sort of table. And this is what, if I show you my Discord, this is actually how a lot of people end up doing signings for this league. So as you see here in this Discord, some people actually post pictures of like essentially what they're offering, which is the same thing here. This final contract value is what this offer is here. So if we scroll up, you can see this offer is 7 million. The term length is 1 year. There's no salary adder because they only want to do a 1 year. They're at tier 13, which you can see here is 2.3 points, and it's 7 million. So yeah, essentially some people just like to post these instead of some other people who sort of just do it by text. For me, this was a very sort of convoluted and annoying process because if you have a lot of players that you need to re-sign, it takes forever to sort of generate all those values that you then post on the channel. And then as someone who is new, I was making mistakes all the time in terms of like, oh, how much is this player worth, or how much should I sign this player for, blah blah blah. So yeah, I just sort of vibe coded two simple tools to get that done, both for skaters as well as goalies. Similar thing on the goalie side, just a little bit different. And yeah, while I don't think this is necessarily going to be like a huge business idea, it's sort of just like my first steps into side projects with sort of with I guess users in mind, or solving a problem, right, that I deal with or people in my sort of vicinity would deal with. So I think it's like a good, I guess a good start. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to be posting a lot more videos sort of like this, or just talking about what I've learned, or what I'm planning to do next, or yeah, I don't know. We'll see sort of how it goes. But for now, this is the start of my entrepreneurship journey, and I hope other people are interested in following along with this journey, as well as I guess learning some things with me. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. This has gone on a little bit longer than I expected, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you back, or I hope someone got some value out of this, I guess. All right.